It's time now for the best high school sports action from the WBCB Sports Network. Catch the best games from Bucks and Mercer County at WBCBSports.com and our Facebook page. Your home for high school sports is right here at WBCB 1490.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to high school baseball here on the WBCB Sports Network. Today, it's the Ewing Blue Devils and the Hopewell Valley Bulldogs. Welcome, everyone, to Andy Greener Field on the campus of Ewing High School. I'm Nick Gallagher, alongside Griffin Full and Brianne O'Neill, our video engineer. We'll dive into today's matchup in just a moment, but first, today's game is brought to you by the following businesses: Capital Health System, Mercer County Prosecutor's Office, Haldeman Ford Subaru, Kessel Dermatology, Revere Restaurant, New Jersey Education Association, Trenton Thunder, The Trentonian, Italian People's Bakery, Vlasic and Cassidy Attorneys at Law, Hyundai of Trenton, Mako of Ewing. And thanks to all the sponsors for making today's live stream possible. It's an early season matchup between the Bulldogs and the Blue Devils. We'll start with the visiting Hopewell Valley Bulldogs. Their first game of the regular season in 2024 in the state of New Jersey. They spend their first 3 games on the road down in Florida, taking on a Boardman team from Ohio, where they got things started with a 6-0 victory. Jeff Blake pitched a complete game, 6 hits and 5 strikeouts. We will see him on the bump back today for the Bulldogs. Their second game was back on April 4th against Fenwick High School from Illinois. They lost that game 4-3. Brian Tully won 1 for 2 with a pair of RBIs. Jim Vlasic, who had an RBI. Blake Echternack, the ace of the staff, had 5 innings, 5 hits, 4 runs, 2 earned, and 9 strikeouts. And their most recent game was on April 5th. They lost 8-4 to Mount St. Joseph, a high school out of Maryland. Jaden Shin went 2 for 3 with an RBI. Jeff Blake, 2 for 3, also with an RBI. Owen Langle, the starter that game, pitched 6 innings, gave up 8 hits, only 2 earned runs, and 3 strikeouts, as the Bulldogs entered tonight's contest at 1-2 on the season. As for the Ewing Blue Devils, only 1 game to their name in the 2024 season. They lost on Saturday to Lawrence 4-0. Lorenzo Patron and Jake McNonia, the only pair of hits for the Blue Devils, as they try to get back to their 2024 season with a win, as both these teams looking to make improvements to last season. The Ewing Blue Devils finished 9-12 overall. They started rough in the last year, 4-7, and kind of rode the ship towards the latter half of the season. Were able to make a run in the Mercer County Invitational, as they won against West Windsor Plainsboro South 10-2. They also played Nottingham and Princeton in that run, so they were able to build some momentum at the end of last year. They only lost 1 senior, and that was Zaire Lowe, their starter last year, and they have a good pitching staff this year. Colin Elam will be back on the hill, not today for the Blue Devils, but he will be back on the hill for this pitching staff for this season, as they try to kind of right the ship and get themselves in the conversation for the Mercer County tournament this season and try to get back into some winning ways. The Hopewell Valley Bulldogs, on the other hand, had a really good start to the season. They started 2023 6-5. They finished the year 13-11, and they lost in the Mercer County semifinal 1-0 to Allentown. And they made a very stint run in the Central Jersey Group 3, losing 6-1 in Matawan, the first game of that round, and that ended their season in 2023. But they will have a great pitching staff. I mentioned Owen Langle, Jeff Blake, and Blake Echternack. There are 3 starters for 2024, so they will rely heavily on those 3 to get them. And a pretty good offense this year. Jaden Shin returns, hit .388 in the year of 2023. Alex Hemlick went .309 average. Brendan Hoppy had .364 average last year, and Owen Langle batted .365 in 2023. So a pretty good offense for the Bulldogs, as we are moments away from first pitch, as both teams are set. Blue Devils just their final meeting, as we'll go over the starting lineup today for the Hopewell Valley Bulldogs. Leading off for them in third base will be Jaden Shen. Hitting second and on the hill today will be Jeff Blake. Hitting third and in center field will be Owen Langle. Hitting fourth in right field will be Brandon Hoppy. Hitting fifth and at shortstop, Blake Echternack. Hitting sixth, and the designated hitter today is Jacob Shin. He'll be hitting for A.J. Yadimich, who will be out in left field. Jim Vlasic will be down at first base. He'll bat seventh. Ryan Otterbury will be doing the catching today for the Bulldogs. He'll hit eighth, and hitting ninth over at second base is Brian Tully. And they will be facing Connor Gregg for the Ewing Blue Devils this year. As Connor Gregg had a great season last year, as him and Colin Elam will be the big starters that this Blue Devils team relies on this year. Connor Gregg, 43 innings pitched in 2023. He led the team, gave up 29 runs, 19 earned, with a 3.05 ERA, as Connor Gregg will make his first start here in 2024. And this Blue Devils team, really the story for them last year was a lot of errors and self-inflicting wounds, and they let games get out of hand as they tried to get back and clean up some things defensively that could additionally lead to some of their more wins into 2024 as they tried to get back into a prominent role as they chase down Mercer County tournament hopes and beyond for this season. As Gregg getting his final warm-up pitches in, as Jaden Shin is ready in the on-deck circle. As Shin, the dual athlete, also part of a big successful basketball program this season for the Hopewell Valley Bulldogs. They made a nice postseason run but fell short to a short conference team that just, the short conference teams always give the Central Jersey group teams the hardest difficulty, but we are setting underway for baseball this afternoon. A beautiful afternoon, temperatures in the low 70s. As the first pitch for today's contest from Gregg is popped up by Shin right away. And over at third base, and they'll call it over at short. We'll make the squeeze as Sam Simpkins puts the first out as Jaden Shin is retired. So one pitch, one out early for Connor Gregg, as that'll bring up Jeff Blake. Blake takes called first strike. Blake hit .263 in 2023. 15 hits, 11 runs scored, and 8 RBIs as he fouls that one out of play. Quickly in the hole, 0-2 now to Jeff Blake. The pitch from Gregg is chopped down, third base side, good play down, throw across the diamond, and they will get Blake down at first for the second out of the inning. As Jake McNonia down there at third base. McNonia transferred from Notre Dame High School last year. It was his first full year at Blue Devil. Another year back for Jake McNonia. As that'll bring up Owen Lengel now. Lengel out in center field today. He'll take a call, ball upstairs, 1-0. Popped up, close to out of play on the fence, and it will just get out of the reach down there at first base. Popped up into left field, or excuse me, it'll come to center field, and squeezing it will be Lorenzo Patron out in center field. And that will end the top of the first. Quick work for Connor Gregg and the Blue Devils as the Bulldogs go 1-2-3 in the top of the first. Thunder Baseball returns for the 2024 season on Tuesday, June 4th. Catch all the summer fun and excitement of a Thunder game throughout the summer. For ticket information, visit TrentonThunder.com. That's TrentonThunder.com, or call 609-394-3300. That's 609-394-3300. Post-game fireworks nights, Tuesdays Dollar Dog, and Pork Roll Fridays throughout the season. Trenton Thunder Baseball, big fun futures, major league fun. And don't forget, if you miss any of today's action, you can read all about it in tomorrow's edition of the Trentonian. For your complete local and national news 7 days a week, it's the Trentonian or online at Trentonian.com, the only newspaper serving Bucks, Burlington, and Mercer County 7 days a week. It's the Trentonian. All right, let's go over the Ewing Blue Devils starting lineup for today's contest. Leading off out in center field will be Lorenzo Petrone. Hitting second over at shortstop will be Sam Simpkins. Hitting third and doing the catching will be Chris Salmon. Hitting fourth out in left field will be Colin Elam. Hitting fifth down at third base will be Jake McNonia. Hitting sixth over at first base will be Keith Lesko. Hitting seventh and doing the designated hitting today will be Ryan Gregg. Hitting eighth out in right field will be Sam Leibowitz. And hitting ninth for the Blue Devils, Joey Andreas, and he'll be at second base as they go up against Jeff Blake. As Blake already 1-0 on the season in 2024 as he pitched a complete game in the first game of the year for these Bulldogs. Again, for the Blue Devils, it'll be Petrone, Simpkins, Salmon, Elam, McNonia, Lesko, Gregg, Leibowitz, and Andreas as they go up against Jeff Blake this afternoon. As Petrone steps into the batter's box, he's ready. First pitch for Blake is outside for ball one. Big swing and a miss there by Lorenzo Petrone. Couldn't keep up with that one from Blake. Pitch outside and away as Petrone gets ahead 2-1. Tough pitch to lay off there, but on the inner part of the plate, called for strike two. Two-two pitch is called strike three as Blake runs up Petrone for the first out of the inning. Oh, okay. That's probably what it was. Okay. So it's a full count correction on that one.
Did look like a strike.
As Petrone will put that into play with a deep drive into left field. Going back on it. Nice catch out there in left field. As A.J. Yadimich out there in left made a good read on it. And Petrone avoids the strikeout, but he'll fly out there very deeply. This is a pretty deep park here at Ewing Blue Devils High School. So Petrone is retired for the first out of the inning. That'll bring up Sam Simpkins now. Pitch from Blake upstairs as Simpkins lays off that one. And it's 1-1. Blue Devils losing their opening contest to Lawrence on Saturday. They lost 4-0 as Lawrence Cardinals scored all 4 runs in the 6th inning. And 2-2 now to Simpkins. Blake ready. The 2-2 pitch is down in the dirt. Good block there behind the plate by Ryan Otterbury, able to grab that out of the dirt. Full count now, 1 away. Blake ready. The 3-2 pitch is Fly shallow into center field. Diving catch out in center field. And they'll call it out. What a play out there by Owen Lengel in center field.
Two really hard hit balls for Ewing there. It's tough break for Ewing, but really good plays in the outfield there for Hopewell Valley.
And defense is such an important part of this game. And Bulldogs really can be a lot of speed out there in the outfield. That one quickly popped up, and that will get out of play by Salmon. Fouled that one away. Salmon hitting .224 in 2023, 13 hits and 8 RBIs to his name. As the Blue Devils bring back a lot of their squad in 2023, as Salmon will hit it right back up the middle. And the first hit of tonight's game will go to Chris Salmon, and he'll get on base with a 2-out single. So that'll bring up Colin Elam now in the cleanup position today. He was out in left field. Elam, one of the better hitters for this Blue Devils team in 2023. .357 average, 25 hits, and 8 RBIs. Blake's ready. First pitch is outside. Blake fires fastball in there. Get back to 1-1. And with 2 outs, we'll see what they do with Salmon down at first. Pretty good hitter at the plate for the Blue Devils. The 1-1 pitch is just out in front of that one for Elam. He fouls that back behind the plate.
Blake doing a good job trying to paint that outside corner.
And trying to stay away from these Blue Devils hitters early on in this one through 4 batters. And with no wind today, as it's been in the month of April, a beautiful afternoon for baseball here.
Especially after last week with all the rainouts we had. It was
yeah, it's finally nice to get a game in. So the 2-2 pitch, 2 outs. Blake ready. Again, pitches in the dirt, out in front of Otterbury, and he couldn't gather that one. And Chris Salmon will have a stolen base there as he gets himself into scoring position for Colin Elam.
Blue Devils doing a really good job of working the count here. Already up to 19 pitches for Blake.
Someone who just pitched a complete game for them. We'll see how far they push him today. I'm sure they're trying to get 3 to 5 innings out of him. As Elam fouls that one away, staying alive at full count still. You got to imagine, Griffin, here in this one, early on in the season for both pitchers, too. You imagine maybe they won't go as long today. You know, the weather's nice. They might go long today.
Yeah, weather definitely helps, but early on in the season, they definitely try to manage the starters.
As Elam swing and strike, Otterbury will throw down the first, and the side is retires. Blue Devils strand 1 runner in scoring position. We'll go to the second here on the WBCB Sports Network right after this.
Hi, I'm Merrill Reese. Kessel Dermatology is the place for all general dermatology needs. For acne, rosacea, eczema, psoriasis, hives, warts, and other growths. They have a friendly and courteous staff, and they can usually offer appointments within 24 hours for emergencies. Take care of your skin. Schedule an appointment with Kessel Dermatology. Capital Health's primary care network continues to grow, bringing its extensive option of locations to your neighborhood. Whether you're scheduling a wellness checkup or not feeling well, advanced medicine starts with a Capital Health primary care doctor at locations near you in Mercer, Bucks, and Burlington counties. To find a Capital Health primary care location that's convenient for you, visit capitalmedicalgroup.org. That's capitalmedicalgroup.org. 1490 WBCB Levitan and Trenton, and video stream live at WBCBsports.com. Your home for the best local sports in Bucks and Mercer counties.
Second inning here from Andy Greener Field as Blue Devils and the Bulldogs today. Connor Gregg back for another inning of work. It'll be Branyan Hoppe, Blake Echternak, and Jacob Shin for the Bulldogs here in the second. As Hoppe takes the first pitch for the ball outside. Hoppe, really good offensive numbers in 2023's 364 average, 18 runs scored, 24 hits, and 18 RBIs. As a smoked foul ball down the first base line. Good play down there by the Bulldogs' first base coach. Big swing from Hoppe, popped right up to third base. As Magnolia there calling for it. He'll make the grab, one away. So that'll bring up Blake Echternak for the first time this afternoon. Echternak hitting over 300 in 2023, 16 runs scored, 21 hits, and 9 RBIs. As he swings at the first pitch he sees and fouls that one away. Gregg's pitch as Echternak goes out to try to get that one, and he fouls that one away. So he's quickly in the hole, 0-2. As chopper down the third base side, Magnolia comes over to grab that one, and a great play down there by Jake Magnolia to get Echternak. Quickly, 2 outs here in the top of the second.
It looked like that could have been an infield single for a second. Really nice play by shortstop, or by third baseman.
So 2 quick outs here for Connor Gregg and the Ewing Blue Devils. That'll bring up Jacob Shin now. He is the designated hitter today. As Jacob smokes one into left field, but playable out there for Elam, and he drops the ball. Fair ball out of play, goes all the way into no man's land out there in left field, as Jacob Shin will reach second safely on the error out there by Colin Elam.
I don't know if he lost in the sun out there. It looked like he was there. It looked like he didn't have any issues getting to the ball.
No, he made a good read on it. Was right there where he needed to be, and it just hit the bad part of his glove. May have hit his wrist there as well. And that is a usual routine play for Colin Elam out in left field, and whether it was the sun, smoking that one was Vlasic. First pitch he saw. Michael Vlasic, the forward for the Bulldogs in basketball this season, had a very nice season, all-around season for the Bulldogs as they, again, as I mentioned, made a deep run in the Central Jersey Group 3 playoffs as he will pop that one up. It looks like Elam will try to track it. Again, he's lost it. Center fielder comes on to call Elam off as he makes the play. As Patron retires the side. No hits as Jacob Shin reaches second on the error by Elam. As we go to the bottom of the second, no score here on the WBCB Sports Network. The Italian People's Bakery is proud to support high school sports on the WBCB Sports Network. Visit them at their signature location, 63 Butler Street, for the finest rolls, deli meats, and pastries. Drive by to smell that homemade bread made daily or have them cater your next party or affair. The Italian People's Bakery, 63 Butler Street, place to go for the best hoagies on Sunday afternoon and the finest dessert trays for your special get-together. Visit them once again at 63 Butler Street in Chambersburg, the Italian People's Bakery, since 1936. Today's Hopewell Valley game is being supported by John M. Vlasic Jr., founder of Vlasic and Cassidy Attorneys at Law in Hamilton Township, and one of New Jersey's top-rated attorneys and certified as a civil trial attorney, specializing in personal injury, workers' compensation, employment matters, and class action litigation. For more information, call 609-599-3400. Vlasic and Cassidy hope you enjoy today's game. Thank you to them for sponsoring today's game. Car buying made simple at Hyundai of Trenton, 1655 North Olden Avenue, Ewing Township. Over 100 new Hyundai models, from Elantras and Sonatas to SUVs like the Hyundai Santa Fe, Tucson, and Palisade, including hybrid models. Hyundai of Trenton has the inventory, including a huge selection of pre-ed certified vehicles. No market adjustment on any car in stock. Get an extra $1,000 rebate, trade-in value towards any new vehicle. Hyundai of Trenton will buy your car if you don't want to purchase a car. Fast payment, top dollar, paid for your car. Hyundai of Trenton, car buying made simple at the area's fastest growing dealership at 1655 North Olden Avenue in Ewing Township. We get going here in the bottom of the second. As we'll bring up McNonia, Lesko, and Ryan Gregg for the Blue Devils against Jeff Blake here. As McNonia watches ball in the dirt. Jake led the Blue Devils last year, 400 batting average, 26 hits and 18 RBIs for McNonia. Duo pitch from Blake. Fastball in the outer part of the plate as McNonia lays off quickly 3-0 to him. As McNonia lays off that one, patiently takes 3-1. As McNonia fouls that one back, and Jeff Blake battles back to a full count now against McNonia.
Foul ball hit power cables behind us.
That's a big swing there by McNonia, fouls that one away.
And another one off the same power cable.
I mean, this batting cage in front of us is large, but I mean, the ball can actually carry over. I've had a lot of experiences here where it's come very close to our table set up here, right behind home plate. McNonia rips that to second base. Great play down there at second base to grab that one. It was Brian Tully. Gets himself into position to save a hit there by McNonia. That'll bring up Keith Lesko for the Blue Devils. Lesko, .237 average in 2023, 14 hits, 12 RBIs. Blake's pitch in there, fastball. 0-2 to Keith Lesko. Outside there from Blake. Blake ready with a 1-2 windup pitch. Off speed, just outside for ball 2. And low. Good pitch there, though, by Blake.
Yeah, really good pitch. We haven't seen too much off speed from him today. Been mostly fastballs.
Another pitch outside. Again, full count now. As Ryan Gregg waits on deck. The 3-2 pitch. Swung on, strike him out. Blake's second strikeout of the afternoon. Retires Keith Lesko for the second out here in the second inning. Going to bring up Ryan Gregg now to the plate for the first time this afternoon. As Gregg will go stretching out for that one, fouled out of play. A little low on the baseball supply as we'll get some from the Ewing bench. Nice off-speed pitch there by Blake. Got it over for a called strike. Blake will work quickly here with the 0-2 pitch. Delivery is fouled there by Gregg. Got two pairs of brothers on, a pair of brothers on each team. Ryan and Connor Gregg, as well as Jaden and Jacob Shin. As Gregg is rung up, called third strike, 3 outs, and 3 strikeouts for Jeff Blake. That will do it for the bottom of the second. We'll go to the third right after this here on the WBCB Sports Network.
Hi, this is Mercer County Prosecutor Angelo Honorfree, and I hope you're enjoying today's game. I'd like to commend today's students for participating in today's event. Being a part of extracurricular activities, whether it's an athletic event, marching in the band, or performing in the school play, or being on the debate team, is good for today's youth. And parents, stay involved in your children's activities and encourage them. An involved parent nurtures your children to accomplish great things. I'm proud to support the youth of Mercer County. This is Angelo Honorfree, your Mercer County Prosecutor, and I hope you enjoyed today's game.
New Jersey is home to the best public schools in the nation, and that didn't happen by accident. It's the result of parents, educators, and communities working together year after year to give our students a world-class education, no matter the challenge. Because parents and educators know that with a shared commitment to our public schools, our children can learn, grow, and thrive. And together, we can keep New Jersey's public schools the best in the nation.
Top of the third here from Andy Greener Field on the campus of Ewing High School. It'll be the bottom of the order for the Bulldogs. And it'll be Ryan Otterbury, Brian Tully, and then we'll go back to the top to Jaden Shin. That'll be a third inning for Ryan Gregg. Has not allowed an official hit yet, as the only man to reach base was Jacob Shin in the last inning on an error by Colin Elam out there in left field. As Gregg pitched in there for a called strike, and usually Griffin, these teams kind of have to go one time through the order to really kind of see what the pitcher's doing and kind of make adjustments from there. As both are off to a good start very early in this contest. 1-1 pitch. Off speed there, pitch by Gregg. Couldn't get it fully down. It'll be left up in the top of the zone. 2-1 now. As Otterbury puts a charge in the left field. Elam there this time again. Two hands, squeezes it. And a first out here in the third inning as Otterbury retired. As Elam redeems himself. And that's always a feel-good thing, too. You know, when you just got to make that second play after you have an error that leads to a base runner.
Yeah, get the confidence right back. Shake it off.
And then I'm bringing up Brian Tooley now.
And neither lineup has gone through once yet, correct?
Yes, correct. Well, Tooley is the 9-hole hitter for the Bulldogs, so this will be it as he pops that one out of play right behind us. As Tooley lays off that pitch from Gregg, 2-1 now. That's good patience there by Tooley, 3-1. The 3-1 pitch off speed as Tooley works a patient at bat there, and he will be a one-out base runner. So we'll go back to the top of the order now for the Bulldogs. Jaden Shin with one out and a man on. As Bulldogs still looking for their first hit off Connor Gregg this afternoon. Wild pitch, good play in the dirt there to protect that one from Salmon.
As you mentioned, Nick, the familiarity should help this second time through the lineup for the Bulldogs. Hopefully they can at least get a hit, get started, get some more base runners. But a couple lefty-on-lefty matchups, too, early on in this lineup that work in Ewing's favor here.
Shin takes a called strike, 3-1. Yeah, you wonder if that, too, has to do take a little bit more time in a lefty-lefty situation to kind of adjust and get a feel for the opposing pitcher. As Gregg looks over, Shin rips it into left field. That one will get down. First hit of the afternoon for the Bulldogs, as they will have runners at first and second with one out here. And Jeff Blake will step into the batter's box. Blake, 263 average in 2023. Only 8 RBIs, looking for one of his first RBIs here in 2024. He had one in the loss against Mount St. Joseph on the 5th, as he went 2 for 3 with an RBI that day and an 8-4 loss. Pitch from Gregg, good off-speed pitch, got it in for a called strike. The Bulldogs put some pressure here on Connor Gregg this afternoon. As the the Blue Devils try to work out of this jam. Chopper to shortstop. Bobbled over at short. They'll try to throw down the first, not in time. All runners are safe around the diamond. And that'll leave the bases loaded for Owen Lengel. As Lengel popped up to center field, his first plate appearance in the first. Chance for some RBIs from him. Langle had 13 RBIs in 2023 with 23 hits. The pitch from Gregg is flied into right field, playable out there and caught as the runner will tag from home. The throw to the plate is up high, not in time, and the run will score as Brian Tully comes around for the first run of today's game.
Pretty good throw there from all the way out and right, but once it got cut off, kind of had no time to get the Hopewell Valley runner there. Ewing had their middle infield sitting back to try to get the double play ball there with 1 out still, but fly ball was all Hopewell Valley needed.
Throw down the second, double steal, runner will come home. And they'll call him out at second, and that will retire the side. But the Bulldogs on the board first today, get the first run off Connor Gregg, and they lead it 1-0 after the top of the third. Thunder Baseball returns for the 2024 season on Tuesday, June 4th. Catch all the fun and excitement of a Thunder game throughout the summer. For ticket information, visit TrentonThunder.com. That's TrentonThunder.com, or call 609-394-3300. That's 609-394-3300. Post-game fireworks night, Tuesdays, Dollar Dog nights, and Pork Roll Fridays throughout the season. Trenton Thunder Baseball, big league futures, and major league fun. Don't forget, if you missed any of today's action, you could read all about it in tomorrow's edition of the Trentonian. For your complete local and national news 7 days a week, it's the Trentonian, or online at Trentonian.com, the only newspaper serving Bucks, Burlington, and Mercer County 7 days a week. It's the Trentonian. Today's Hopewell Valley game is being supported by John M. Vlasic Jr., founder of Vlasic and Cassidy, attorneys at law in Hamilton Township, and one of New Jersey's top-rated attorneys, and certified as a civil trial attorney specializing in personal injury, workers' compensation, employment matters, and class action litigation. For more information, call 609-599-3400. Vlasic and Cassidy hope you enjoy today's game. And it's been a early game in this one as Bulldogs get the first run on the board. Well, Brendan Hoppy was in the batter's box on the double steal as they were able to throw Jaden Shin out at the plate, at second base. As it'll be Jeff Blake will go back for another inning of work here. It'll be the bottom of the lineup for the Blue Devils here in the third. It'll be Leibowitz and Joey Andreas. And then we'll go back to the top to Lorenzo Petrone. As Leibowitz takes called strike. 3 strikeouts for Jeff Blake here on the afternoon. Through the first 2 innings, Leibowitz drills it into right field, coming on, and it will get down in right field for the leadoff single here in the third. As Blake will look over to first at Leibowitz. Pitch is outside as Andreas lays off the first pitch. The Blue Devils already 2 hits. They had 2 hits in the opening day loss to the Lawrence Cardinals. And an early base runner here in the bottom of the third. Big strike there. Swing and a miss. As Blake will throw down the first base as Leibowitz gets back in there safely. Again, Blake will throw down the first base as Leibowitz gets back in again safely. As Andreas pops it up as possible play down there at the third base side near the Hopewell Valley dugout, and it is caught by Jaden Shin. Good play on it, lost the hat, was able to track it and stay with it. And a big first out here for the Bulldogs.
That ball just stayed in play. Really nice effort there by the Bulldogs.
As Shin was coming on, had Ryan Otterbury as well, a catcher, right there with him. Shin called him off and was able to make the play. So we'll flip over back to the top of the lineup for the Blue Devils as Patron steps back in, and a fire down the first base of Vlasic as Leibowitz again will get back into first safely as they keeping a close eye on him. As pass ball there as Leibowitz will get in safely, but Patron swung through that, tied him up there. He's trying to hold off.
Come now.
And a drive into right field, caught out there in right by Hoppy. And it'll keep Leibowitz on at second. A good throw and play by Hoppy out in right for the second out of the inning.
Surprised he didn't try to tag there. He must have gotten a little antsy and thought maybe got it over the right fielder's head. Was trying to take home, but I mean he could have easily taken third from how deep that ball was.
Yeah, I thought he would too.
I think it was a miscommunication.
Yeah. Well, missed opportunity for the Blue Devils, but still have a man in scoring position with 2 outs here. As Blake will fire called strike into Simpkins now. Simpkins flat out into center field his first time up. Pitch in the dirt, 2-1 now. As fouled, possible playable by Vlasic down at first base, and he couldn't get there. Inches away from having, it looks like it even hit his glove and just couldn't make the grab. So 2-2-2 as Jeff Blake tries to work out of the third inning. Leibowitz down at second will take his lead. The 2-2 pitch in the dirt. Simpkins lays off now. Count goes full. As Blake shakes off the first one, he's ready for the 3-2 windup. Looks again at second to Leibowitz. The 3-2 pitch is outside, stolen down the third. Ball get into left field as Leibowitz sliding to third. Ball gets in the outfield, and he'll come around the score on the throwing error. And we're tied up at 1 apiece. So the error on Ryan Otterbury, the catcher. That will allow Simpkins to get to first. I don't know if the Bulldogs Griffin thought that was a strikeout because it was just such a delayed reaction, and then Leibowitz took off for third, and they fired it down, and that was cause of the overthrow. Shin wasn't in position either. That the miscommunication from the Bulldogs defensively. Salmon, the first hit of the afternoon for either team back in the first inning.
Yeah, that is what it looked like, but what a way for Ewing to keep this inning alive, and they're already working Blake north of 50 pitches here, so pretty good start, even if they're only 1 run through 3 innings.
Big tip fouled back as Salmon not happy with that one. Salmon 0-2 as pitch upstairs from Blake. Hey Chris, I'm Kip. A good pickoff move there by Blake over to Vlasic as Simpkins able to get back safely. The 1-2 pitch is upstairs. Another 2-2 count for Jeff Blake. Fifth batter of the inning for the Blue Devils. Again, out of the zone, call the ball. Full count now to Chris Salmon. The 3-2 pitch, runners off. Salmon swing and a miss as Blake gets his 4th strikeout of the afternoon. We're through 3 innings here from Ewing High School. 1-1 our score. Bulldogs and Blue Devils tied at 1. We'll go to the 4th right after this on the WBCB Sports Network.
Hi, Merrill Reese remind you to come back home to traditional Italian cuisine at the Revere Restaurant, 802 River Road in Ewing Township. You'll always feel welcome at the Revere. It's like stepping back in time where you'll feel like you're dining in South Philly or New York's Little Italy. Start your meal with complimentary Hoboken bread. Choose from a menu featuring fresh seafood dishes, succulent steaks and chops, or homemade pasta dishes. You can even eat at the bar. The Revere is open 7 days for lunch and dinner. Private room available for special affairs, plus catering. For reservations, Call 609-882-6365. That's 609-882-6365. Come home to traditional Italian cuisine. The Revere Restaurant, 802 River Road, Ewing Township. 1490 WBCB Levittown and Trenton, and video stream live at WBCBsports.com. Your home for the best local sports in Bucks and Mercer counties. $14.90 WBCB Levittown and Trenton, and video stream live at WBCBsports.com. Your home for the best local sports in Bucks and Mercer counties.
Other games going on currently in the CVC as Robbinsville leads Steiner 8-0 now. As we're here in the fourth inning from Andy Greener Field. Thank you for joining us. Nick Gallagher, Griffin Fold, Brianna O'Neill on site today. 1-1 our score. As Hoppy will lead things off for the Bulldogs here in the top of the fourth.
Nice breaking ball there. Hit the inside corner, just barely.
As Hoppy will run it out, and a wild throw down at first. As Hoppy will reach on the error throwdown. As a clarification for the Blue Devils coaching staff, as we just have confirmation of what the call was at the plate. As Hoppy will be in there safely. That'll bring up Blake Echternack. And after replay review, he did umpire call no swing there. So a one-out base runner for Echternack here in the fourth. As Greg will throw down to first. Chopper in a right field. That will get in for a base hit. As Echternack is going to hold up at first. And Hoppy will be at second. So 2 on now, nobody out here in the top of the fourth.
Just took some signs from the third base coach to see if they lay down a sack bunt here.
That'll be Jacob Shin now stepping into the batter's box with nobody out and 2 on. As Shin reached base safely on an error by Colin Elam in the second. As he'll show bunt, gets a beautifully placed bunt down the third base side. Greg will go to second And everyone will be safe all around the diamond for the Bulldogs. A great there by Jacob Shin. Get it down for a base hit.
Ewing manager not happy with Greg's decision. He wanted him to go to first there, get the easy out. It's always hard to go to second with a bunt. I mean, might even be easier to go third sometimes than second.
And even with a left-handed pitcher, he's trying to make any play on the ball he can, knowing the runners are going to be close. And I almost think you don't want to throw it to third in that situation, because if the ball gets away, you're already allowing the run to score. You throw it in the second, it could go in the outfield, so that's always dangerous as well for a left-handed pitcher.
Right. And even if you get the guy at second, then it's runners on the corner. So,
yeah.
I mean, they can steal the guy to second, make it second and third. So you might as well just take the easy out at first where you can get it. But, yeah, nice bunt there from the Bulldogs. So bases loaded, no outs.
That'll bring up Jim Vlasic here. And if you're the Bulldogs, this is the guy you want at the plate in this opportunity.
Did we have official heights for these guys?
I believe Vlasic is, if I remember from basketball, 6'4", 6'5". Maybe 6'3". Trying to remember.
Yeah.
Vlasic flied out to left field in his first plate appearance. Excuse me, he flied out to center field in the top of the second. 1 ball, 1 strike to him. 4th inning jam here for Connor Gregg and the Ewing Blue Devils. As they'll turn to fire, close play at second base. Almost got into center field. As Joey Andreas down at second base came to grab that one. Vlasic is 6'3". There we go. Official confirmation from our video engineer, Brian O'Neill. 2-1 to Vlasic. Gregg's pitch is fouled back. 2-2.
Blue Devils with their entire infield in, including the second baseman and shortstop this time.
As they try to work out of this, as they'll get Vlasic swinging and chasing on the 2-2 pitch. Big strikeout there from Connor Gregg.
Yeah, that's huge. And now that middle infielders will shift back, as a double play ball can get him out of the inning, which would be huge with bases loaded, no outs for Ewing to get out of this.
Especially how the inning started here, too, off the discussion between the home plate umpire and the Ewing coaching staff. As Ryan Otterbury steps to the dish, he's 0 for 1 today. He'll chop it to third base as McNonia makes a late decision. He'll throw it down, error on the play, gets by, 1 run is in, 2 runs will score off the Bulldogs. Here comes Jacob Shin on his horse around third. Play at the plate, and he will be tagged out at the plate by Salmon. A extra hustle from Jacob Shin as he tried to get a third run across, but the Bulldogs score 2. They take the lead, 3-1 now. Our score, runners on third. So the error will be charged down to first base for the Blue Devils. As Lesko down there at first. So Bulldogs threatened, and they took advantage of a 1-out and bases loaded situation. That'll bring up Brian Tully now. Tully walked his first plate appearance. That swing and fouled back. Chopper to short. Throw across and good play down there at first. And they'll call the runner safe down there at first. As they'll say, Lesko came off the bag as Tully will reach safely. So we'll look to be a pretty simple routine chopper to short as Simpkins made a pretty good throw on it. Was just not able to be dug out by Lesko at first. And the Bulldogs tack on a third run here in the fourth.
Bulldogs really capitalizing on some of these errors by the Blue Devils here.
And I mentioned at the top of the broadcast, too, that was something that really plagued the Bull Devils in 2023 and something they were probably looking to improve coming into this season. And a couple of costly errors early through 4 innings in today's game. Shin will put a charge in that one. It will be foul, but possible playable as a trio of Blue Devils try to run out to grab that one, and they couldn't come up with it, so we'll reset here at 1-1 to Jaden Shin. Right up the middle for Jaden Shin into center field. As Bulldogs are continuing their 4th inning, and they'll have first and second with 2 outs. That'll bring up Jeff Blake. Blake 0 for 2 on the afternoon. Reach base safely on an error, or excuse me, 0 for 1 with an error, and grounded out to third. Four singles in the inning and a couple of errors has allowed the Bulldogs to take control of this one, scoring 3 runs here in the 4th. As a quick 3-0 hole for Connor Gregg to Jeff Blake. Four-pitch walk as Blake will load the bases here for the Bulldogs as Connor Gregg continuing to run into some issues here in the 4th. 62 pitches now. As we'll have a courtesy runner down there at first base for the Bulldogs. As Lucas Hemmer will come on the pinch run, swinging on the first pitch he saws. And left field is caught out and left by Elam. And the side is retired as Lengel is retired. 3 runs for the Bulldogs here in the 4th. They take the lead 4-1. We'll step aside from Andy Greener Field. Back with more action right after this on the WBCB Sports Network.
Hi, this is Mercer County Prosecutor Angelo Honorfree, and I hope you're enjoying today's game. I'd like to commend today's students for participating in today's event. Being a part of extracurricular activities, whether it's an athletic event, marching in the band, or performing in the school play, or being on the debate team, is good for today's youth. And parents, stay involved in your children's activities and encourage them. An involved parent nurtures your children to accomplish great things. I'm proud to support the youth of Mercer County. This is Angelo Honorfree, your Mercer County Prosecutor, and I hope you enjoyed today's game.
Hi, I'm Merrill Reese. Kessel Dermatology has a highly rated and award-winning dermatology team with over 130 years of collective clinical experience. They've been voted as the region's best dermatologist and doctor for 20 consecutive years. Over 1,500 5-star reviews from satisfied patients. Take care of your skin. Schedule an appointment with Kessel Dermatology.
Welcome back, everyone, to Ewing High School, Andy Greener Field. 4-1, Bulldogs in control after a 3-run outburst in the top of the fourth. So Jeff Blake working with a comfortable lead here as the Blue Devils try to get back into this one. Has a couple of errors and some good small ball from the Bulldogs in their top of the fourth. As we'll see Colin Edom leading off, Jake McNonia and Keith Lesko, the 3 minimum hitters to hit this inning for the Blue Devils. As Elam puts a charge in this one in left field, looks playable, and adjusting out there in left, making a good read on that was A.J. Yadimich. A.J. not batting today. He is being hit for by Jacobson, who's had a good afternoon so far. So 1 pitch, 1 out here as I bring up Jake McNonia. As McNonia lied out to second base to Brian Tully, who was at the right spot there. Would have been a base hit otherwise.
Hey, Mix. Hey, Mix. Hey, Mix. Hey, now. Anyway, here, kid, let's go.
1-2 pitch to McNonia is outside for ball 2. As a beautifully placed chopper down the third base line, out of the reach of Jaden Shin. And McNonia is a 1-out base runner right down the line into left field. It'll be the 3rd hit of the afternoon for the Blue Devils. As Leibowitz and Salmon with the only other hits today. Swinging upstairs at the first pitch is Lesko. And McNonia, pretty overall an aggressive base runner. And with 1 out, we'll see what the Blue Devils do as they trail here in the 4th as he gets back. As Blake fires down the first base to Vlasic, gets McNonia in sliding safely. As Lesko fouls that one back to the backstop here. One ball, 2 strike to Keith Lesko. As Lesko calls a late timeout, gets it. It'll be pitch 69 for Jeff Blake here this afternoon. On the way, swinging, fouled down the line, out of play. We'll see how much longer the Bulldogs coaching staff allows Jeff Blake to go as he approaches pitch 70 here through Downstairs. As a good battle here by Lesko, who struck out his first plate appearance, as he tries to help move Magnolia. The 2-2 pitch from Blake is off-speed pitch, sunk, and caught Lesko by surprise as he is rung up for the 5th strikeout of the afternoon by Jeff Blake. Second time Lesko has been rung up on strikes this afternoon. That'll bring up Ryan Gregg, the designated hitter. As Blake again will try to keep Magnolia close by. A nice lead there by Magnolia. Gets back again, sliding safely. Reaches out to try to get something off the end of the bat and is in front of that one, out of play down the line. So we'll reset at 1-1. One and two to Ryan Gregg here. The 1-2 pitch. And they'll say no swing as he'll be tagged out, and that will retire the side. One man left on base. And we're through 4 innings here from Ewing High School. They lead it. The Bulldogs lead it 4-1 here on the WBCB Sports Network.
The Italian People's Bakery is proud to support high school sports on the WBCB Sports Network. Visit them at their signature location at 63 Butler Street for the finest rolls, deli meats, and pastries. Drive by to smell that homemade bread made daily, or have them cater your next party or affair. The Italian People's Bakery, located on 63 Butler Street, is the place to go for the best hoagies on Sunday afternoon and the finest dessert trays for your special get-together. Visit them once again at 63 Butler Street in Chambersburg. The Italian People's Bakery since 1936. Don't forget, if you missed any of today's action, you can read all about it in tomorrow's edition of the Trentonian. For your complete local and national news 7 days a week, it's the Trentonian or online at trentonian.com. The only newspaper serving Bucks, Burlington, and Mercer County 7 days a week, it's the Trentonian.
Trenton Thunder Baseball returns for 2024 season on Tuesday, June 4th. Catch all the fun and excitement of our Thunder game throughout the summer. For ticket information, visit trentonthunder.com. That's trentonthunder.com. Or call 609-394-3300. That's 609-394-3300. Post-game fireworks nights, Tuesday dog nights, and pork roll Fridays throughout the season. Trenton Thunder Baseball, big league futures, major league fun. We're on to the 5th inning here from Andy Greener Field on the campus of Ewing High School. Bulldogs with a 4-1 lead after a 3-run inning in the 4th, as Connor Gregg will continue his outing now. He'll be back out for a 5th inning of work. As we'll start with Brandon Hoppy, who was in the middle of his at-bat As the inning ended, a charge in a deep center field on to run, and will get down all the way against the wall. Hoppy on his horse to second. He'll get in there safely with a leadoff double for the Bulldogs.
Yeah, it was the farthest ball we've seen hit today.
And that went really far onto the warning track out there. Almost had a chance to go out, maybe with some wind actually, that could have been carried out. But Hoppy, a big-time hitter for this Bulldogs lineup, getting himself into scoring position to lead things off here in the 5th. As Echternack will put a charge into this one into center field. Hoppy will tag from second, a deep hit ball. Beautifully played by Echternack to put a drive into that one, get his teammate down to third, and a good catch out there by Lorenzo Patron for the Blue Devils for the first out here in the 5th. That'll bring up Jacob Shin, who's 1 for 2 on the afternoon. Big swing and a miss for strike 1. Shin frozen there, got called strike there, didn't like that. 1-2. As Brendan Hoppy down there at third base. Shin pops that one down to first. Lesko tries to make a play on it, runs out of room. So Shin staying alive at 1-2. Be pitch 70 here for Connor Gregg. Nice off-speed curveball, got Shin frozen, and that's 2 away as Shin is retired on strikeouts. Only the third strikeout of the afternoon for Connor Gregg. That'll bring up John Michael Vlasic now. Vlasic 0 for 2 on the afternoon, a strikeout and a flyout. As Vlasic put a charge into that one deep into foul territory. As Colin Elam had to go chase that one down into foul territory. The 2-1 pitch to John Michael Vlasic is fouled back off Salmon behind the plate. Looks like it hit his hand. He seems to be okay. Just going to check that one out. As Dave Angelbrand comes over to check on his catcher. Two balls, 2 strikes to John Michael Vlasic here. Top of the 5th. And he will pop that one foul out of play. And he'll stay alive at 2-2. The 2-2 pitch again from Gregg. As Vlasic is rung up on strikes. That will do it for the Bulldogs here in the 5th. They'll leave one man on after a leadoff double by Brandon Hoppy. We'll go to the bottom of the 5th, 4-1. Bulldogs over the Blue Devils here on the WBCB Sports Network.
Capital Health's primary care network continues to grow, bringing its extensive option of locations to your neighborhood. Whether you're scheduling a wellness checkup or not feeling well, advanced medicine starts with a Capital Health primary care doctor at locations near you in Mercer, Bucks, and Burlington counties. To find a Capital Health primary care location that's convenient for you, visit capitalmedicalgroup.org. That's capitalmedicalgroup.org.
New Jersey is home to the best public schools in the nation. And that didn't happen by accident. It's the result of parents, educators, and communities working together year after year to give our students a world-class education, no matter the challenge. Because parents and educators know that with a shared commitment to our public schools, our children can learn, grow, and thrive. And together, we can keep New Jersey's public schools the best in the nation.
Hi, this is Mercer County Prosecutor Angelo Honor-Free, and I hope you're enjoying today's game. I'd like to commend today's students for participating in today's event. Being a part of extracurricular activities, whether it's an athletic event, marching in the band, or performing in the school play, or being on the debate team, is good for today's youth. And parents, stay involved in your children's activities and encourage them. An involved parent nurtures your children to accomplish great things. I'm proud to support the youth of Mercer County. This is Angelo Honor-Free, your Mercer County Prosecutor, and I hope you enjoyed today's game.
As Jeff Blake's afternoon is complete after 4 innings, a couple hits, 1 earned run, and 5 strikeouts, putting himself in good position to pick up the win this afternoon, unless the Blue Devils come back here, as they will have a new pitcher to deal with. Oh, correction, excuse me, Jeff Blake is back out there. For some reason I could not tell. And chopping down the shortstop. Play over to short across the diamond. And in time, a good throw by Echternack. As Lesko is retired to start things off here in the home half of the 5th.
Hopewell Valley is warming up someone in the bullpen, though, currently. Number 3.
And correction on my half, that was Sam Simpkins to start the Blue Devils off. I'll bring up Chris Salmon now here with 1 away. And it looks like DJ Stewart will be the pitcher in the bullpen for the Bulldogs, warming up currently. The right-hander. If Blake runs into any problems here in the 5th. Salmon pops that one up. And now we'll get behind the Ewing Blue Devils dugout. Salmon 1 for 2 on the afternoon, a single and a strikeout. As Blake has reached the 80-plus pitch mark at 82 now. I would almost safe to assume this could be his last inning of work, especially if he gets a quick inning. If not, Bulldogs have a pitcher warming up in DJ Stewart. As Blake ties up Salmon there, in on the hands. He fouls that one back.
Hey, 1-4, let's go, kid. Come on, kid. Let's go, boys. Come on, talk. Hey, Joe, come on, kid. Come on, Joe. Hey, go, man. Hey, yo. Hey, it's going for him now. I'm Joe.
The 2-2 pitch. Salmon stays alive here at 2-2. Oh, excuse me, that's Joey Andreas. I don't know. I'm messing up here. So Leibowitz was the man who led off for the Blue Devils. As Lorenzo Patron on deck. Blue Devils go to the top of the lineup. After Andreas, 3-2. The pitch from Blake. is chopped hard down the line, out of play, keeping himself alive here as Andreas having a good battle here with Jeff Blake. The 3-2 pitch again from Jeff Blake. As a good at-bat from Joey Andreas works the walk here in the 5th, so he'll be a one-out base runner as the Blue Devils go back up top. As it'll be Lorenzo Patron, who's flied out in each of his 2 plate appearances this afternoon. Patron lays off that first pitch from Blake in the dirt. As Andreas is off and running, sliding safely into second, and he does get in there. As Echternak couldn't keep the ball in his glove, it gets away from him, but Andreas is in there safely with the stolen base. So a chance for the top of the lineup to try to get back into this one for the Blue Devils. Blake looks back. Pitch is in there for a called strike. As Blake is in the 90 pitch count mark now at 91. Does not have too many more left. As Patron rips it into second base, Tully down there at second. He'll throw over to Vlasic at first. And the Bulldogs will have a play at the plate. Sliding it safely, and he's out at the plate. An aggressive base running decision from Joey Andreas, and he paid for it as the side is retired after a double play to retire the Blue Devils in the 5th. We go to the top of the 6th now. Bulldogs in control 4-1 here on the WBCB Sports Network. Today's Hopewell Valley game is being supported by John M. Vlasic Jr., founder of Vlasic & Cassidy Attorneys at Law, and certified as civil trial attorney specializing in personal injury, workers' compensation, employment matters, and class action litigation. For more information, call 609-599-3400. Vlasic & Cassidy. Hope you enjoys today's game. Thank you to them for sponsoring today's game as well. So 6th inning here as Connor Gregg will step onto the mound again for the Blue Devils. And besides the 4th inning, he's had a really pretty good afternoon. I mean, a lot of it has been errors, Griffin, and just kind of made some good pitches overall. Bulldogs have just been aggressive on the base running pass, and the Blue Devils have made a couple errors themselves.
Yeah, Bulldogs they're really attacking pitches early in the count too. I think that's what's helped him keep his pitch count so low. It's still at 76, and we're through 5 innings. So I mean, considering he's allowed 4 runs, pretty efficient, as you're saying, Nick. And he's given up a lot of contact, but you know, a lot of this contact's been straight to the outfielders, or you know, the field, the defense is really helping him behind him. So if they can continue to be in the right spots and get some quick outs, they can, you know, he might be able to get a 6th inning here.
So more than likely, Jeff Blake's afternoon will be done for the Bulldogs after 5 innings, only 3 hits, the 1 earned run, and 5 strikeouts. As for the Bulldogs here in the 6th, it'll be Liam Norton batting for the first time this afternoon. And they'll say Norton fouled it off. All-speed pitch out of the zone as Norton lays off there. 1-2 to Liam Norton. As Norton fouls that one back, staying alive at 1-2. The 1-2 pitch to Liam Norton is low. Good framing there by Salmon behind the plate, but doesn't get the call. 2-2. Brian Tully waits on deck. And Norton chops that one down third base side. Foul. As Norton in good eye there, works the count to 3-2 now. As Norton will come in to pinch hit and get aboard and works the walk-off Connor Gregg here. As Tyler Yadimich will come in to pinch run for Liam Norton now. As Tully will step in. Tully 1 for 1 with a single and a walk today. As Adamich tried to get a bunt down. Worked earlier for the Bulldogs. When Jacob Shin decided to lay a bunt down back in the second. A nice low bunt. Bulldogs will go to second, excuse me, the Blue Devils will go to second, down for 1 for 2. And they'll get the fielder's choice there as Yadimich is retired at second.
Nice play there by the Blue Devils to get the lead runner. Definitely cleaned up some of their mistakes from early on in the game.
That'll bring up Jaden Shin swinging at the first pitch. That foul's back out of play. Shin 2 for 3 on the afternoon, pair of singles and popped up to short. 1-1 pitch to Shin is in the dirt. Excuse me, 0-1 pitch is in the dirt for 1-1 count. As Greg will decide to throw down to first as Tully gets in there. It'll be pitch number 90 here this afternoon for Connor Gregg. Paints the outside corner, gets it. 1-2 now. Shin reaches out to try to put barrel to that one. It fouled. Kept himself alive here. The 2-2 pitch, off-speed pitch. Shin ducks out of the way. Full count to Jaden Shin. 1 out, 1 man on. The 3-2 pitch. Again, Shin will reach out. That one fouls that one back. Shin puts a rip into that one in the right field. And a good play out there in right. The throw down back to first to Tully. He gets in there. As Leibowitz made a leaping play out in right field. Almost went over his head. Looks like it was going to. And he came out with a huge second out here in the 6th.
Yeah, what a catch. That would have been probably a 5th run there. And at least a double, if not a triple.
Would have been Shin's 3rd hit of the game. And instead a loud out and a big out for Connor Gregg. On 96 pitches now, ripped down the line goes Jeff Blake, helping his own cause. That will get all the way to Elam in left. And it'll put runners on first and second with 2 outs. And the first hit of the afternoon, the second hit of the afternoon for the Bulldogs starter, Jeff Blake. As Blake will come out to a courtesy runner as Lucas Hemmer comes back in to run for Blake here. Then I bring up the center fielder, Owen Lengel, as he swings the first pitch. Grounder over to short. Throw down the first. And that will do it as the Bulldogs strand 2. We've played through 6 innings here. We go to the bottom of the 6th. 4-1. Bulldogs lead this one over the Ewing Blue Devils here on the WBCB Sports Network.
Hi, Merrill Reese reminding you to come back home to traditional Italian cuisine at the Revere Restaurant, 802 River Road in Ewing Township. You'll always feel welcome at the Revere. It's like stepping back in time where you'll feel like you're dining in South Philly or New York's Little Italy. Start your meal with complimentary Hoboken bread. Choose from a menu featuring fresh seafood dishes, succulent steaks and chops, or homemade pasta dishes. You can even eat at the bar. The Revere is open 7 days for lunch and dinner. Private room available for special affairs, plus catering. For reservations, call 609-882-6365. That's 609-882-6365. Come home to traditional Italian cuisine. The Revere Restaurant, 802 River Road, Ewing Township. This is Merrill Reese reminding you that Haldeman Ford Subaru on Route 33 in Hamilton Township is more than just a great place to purchase a new Ford, Subaru, or pre-owned car or truck. Their collision and service centers services all makes and models and specializes in fleet service. Haldeman's Collision Center is renowned for their work. It's a state-of-the-art facility, all insurance accepted, free estimates and loaner cars available, and one of the friendliest staffs around. From small dents to major repairs on any make or model, it's Haldeman Ford Subaru Collision Center, Route 33 in Hamilton Township. They're good!
DJ Stewart, the new pitcher for the Hopewell Valley Bulldogs here in the bottom of the 6th. As he looks to hold the lead for Jeff Blake, whose afternoon is complete after 5 innings. He gave up 3 hits, the 1 run, 1 walk, and 6 strikeouts. So a good, solid start for the Bulldogs starter today. Exactly what they needed after Blake went the complete game on opening day for Hopewell Valley. As he gets a good start here in the state of New Jersey. Stewart will look to hold things down as he will go against this Bulldog lineup. It'll be Sam Simpkins to lead off here in the 6th. He'll be followed by Chris Salmon and Colin Elam. it'll be 97 pitches for Connor Gregg for the Blue Devils today. After 6 pretty good innings, had one really only troublesome inning, which wasn't entirely his fault, but he pitched well and kept the damage to a minimum when he did through most of this game after Bulldogs got a lot of men on and left a lot of base runners today.
Come on, kid. Here you go now. Go, Sam.
Stewart's pitch is outside for ball 1. As Simpkins flied out, walked, as he puts a leadoff single here in the 6th. That'll bring up Chris Salmon now, who is 1 for 2 on the afternoon. Single back in the 1st and a strikeout in the 3rd. Stewart's 1-0 pitch, big swing by Salmon, didn't like that from himself. Stewart, a junior pitcher here for the Bulldogs. The 1-2 pitch. Got him, swing and a miss, struck him out. The second strikeout for Salmon today. As the junior pitcher, DJ Stewart, gets a big first out here in the 6th in the inning of relief. As that'll bring up Colin Elam now. Elam 0 for 2, a fly out and a strikeout. As he has Sam Simpkins down at first base. And he'll reach out to put that into play. Good play by Vlasic at first. They'll go to 2 or 1. And they'll get the fielder's choice as Simpkins is retired after a aggressive tackle at second. And caused the overthrow, so a good play as Elam reaches on the throw down the first. That'll bring up Jake McNonia. McNonia 1 for 2 today, a line out and a single. Two outs here in the 6th for DJ Stewart and the Bulldogs as the Blue Devils try to get back into this one. Elam down at first. The 2-1 pitch to McNonia is upstairs. The 3-1 pitch to McNonia. Steps out of the way of that one, and he'll work the walk here. And the Blue Devils have 2 on with 2 outs. And that'll bring up Keith Lesko now, who has been retired on 2 strikeouts today in the 2nd and the 4th. As Let's Go takes for ball one off DJ Stewart. And a big swing and charge down the line foul. The 1-1 pitch to Keith Lesko. Stewart off-speed pitch. Didn't get it where he wanted it. It'll be outside 2-1. As Lesko trying to protect himself there, swinging at the 2-1 pitch. Two balls, two strikes, and 2 outs as DJ Stewart comes in here in the 6th inning for an inning of relief. As good eye there by Lesko, working full count. The 3-2 pitch, runners off and running as Lesko gets it up the middle. Elam around the score. It's an RBI single for Keith Lesko, and it's a 4-2 game.
Really efficient hit and run there from the Blue Devils.
Yeah, it was perfect pitch, perfect execution. Now they're threatening down at third. As Simpkins came around to score, or excuse me, Colin Elam came around to score. And McNonia down at third base now. And we'll have a infield meeting. We'll see if they keep Stewart in here with 2 outs. And it looks like they will, just to confirm everything with him, with the junior pitcher. As it'll be Ryan Gregg, who's 0 for 2 today, the batter for the Blue Devils with a pair of strikeouts. And this park, excuse me, is kind of deep enough too. If the Blue Devils can get Lesko to second, and if Gregg can come up with a big hit, he could tie this game. So a big decision for both teams here in this position as the Blue Devils trail by 2 as the Bulldogs try to work out of this 2-out jam. It'll be pitch 20 now for DJ Stewart here in the 6th. Correction, Connor Lane is the pinch hitter in this spot, and he fouled it out of play. As Lane is hitting in Ryan Gregg's spot in the lineup now. Connor Lane, the junior infielder for the Blue Devils, 1-1, 2 outs. Stewart gets a sign, fires, and outside. This is a big spot for the Blue Devils. They want to try to take advantage of Stewart getting a little wild here in the 6th. He'll step off, and he'll catch Lesko in a rundown. They'll throw back to Vlasic at first. He'll go to second, run across. Sliding by Lesko. The run does score, so the Blue Devils do enough to buy some time to allow the run to score. We're through 6 innings of play here from from Ewing High School. 4-3 our score. We'll step aside. More to come right after this on the WBCB Sports Network.
Hi, this is Mercer County Prosecutor Angelo Honorfree, and I hope you're enjoying today's game. I'd like to commend today's students for participating in today's event. Being a part of extracurricular activities, whether it's an athletic event, marching in the band, or performing in the school play, or being on the debate team, is good for today's youth. And parents, stay involved in your children's activities and encourage them. An involved parent nurtures your children to accomplish great things. I'm proud to support the youth of Mercer County. This is Angelo Honorfree, your Mercer County Prosecutor, and I hope you enjoyed today's game.
Hi, I'm Errol Reese. Most people diagnosed with skin cancer are not even aware of their cancer. It's important to get a complete skin checkup. Kessel Dermatology offers a vast array of surgical procedures, including Mohs surgery, plus other non-surgical options. Take care of your skin. Schedule an appointment with Kessel Dermatology.
New Jersey is home to the best public schools in the nation, and that didn't happen by accident. It's the result of parents, educators, and communities working together year after year to give our students a world-class education, no matter the challenge. Because parents and educators know that with a shared commitment to our public schools, our children can learn, grow, and thrive. And together, we can keep New Jersey's public schools the best in the nation.
Top of the 7th, we go from Andy Greener Field on the campus of Ewing High School. Nick Gallagher alongside Brianne O'Neill. And a beautiful afternoon for baseball, and Griffin Full behind the camera today. Thank you for joining us on a beautiful afternoon as temperatures finally in the mid-70s here in the month of April. As a 4-3 game here in the 7th, as the Blue Devils, if you've joined us late, have come back from a 4-1 deficit, adding 2 runs in the 6th inning after a 3-run Hopewell Valley 4th inning, as they were caught in a rundown but able to score the run from 3rd to inch closer in this one. As it'll be Brandon Hoppy to start us off here in the top of the 7th. He'll be followed by Blake Echternack. And Connor Gregg out there as he is on pitch 99 here in the dirt. As Hoppy works the walk to start us off here in the 7th. And that'll be pitch 100 for Connor Gregg. As we will have a pitching change, as we'll see who they give the ball to. It'll be Ryan Gregg now to relieve his brother, as Connor's afternoon is complete after 6+ innings. And a great afternoon for him to hold the Hopewell Valley Bulldogs just to 4 runs, which 3 of them came in the 4th inning. As Gregg will warm up here, and it's game that could go either way, as the Bulldogs will try to hold on to this one and put some pressure on here in the 7th, as the Blue Devils will have a chance to either walk us off or tie us in their home half of the 7th. And an early season duel here between these two programs in the CVC as they try to right the ship for 2024. Again, the Blue Devils finished 9-12 overall in 2023. They started rough at 4-7. Went on a nice Mercer County Invitational run, winning against West Windsor Plainsboro South. And the Bulldogs lost in the first round of the Central Jersey Group 3 last year to Matawan. And they lost in the Mercer County Tournament semifinal to Allentown 1-0. So both teams returning a lot of their starters here in 2024. As it'll be the final warm-up pitch here for Ryan Gregg now. It's got to be nice to Griffin to follow your brother back-to-back pitching.
Yeah, it's got to be a little bit of pressure too.
Yeah,
I would imagine. At least I know personally, if I came in after my brother, he would. I would definitely feel the pressure to perform as well, if not better, outperform him.
Ryan
could work in their favor to kind of be a competition between the two.
Oh, absolutely, and can elevate both pitchers. As Ryan Gregg is the younger brother, he's only a sophomore. Connor, the older brother, a senior for this Blue Devils pitching staff. As Blake Echternack steps in now here in the 7th, the first batter to face against Ryan Gregg. And he takes 2 pitches quickly there for a 2-0 count. Echternack 1 for 3 on the afternoon. A single, a grounder, and he flied out. As Gregg gets called strike in there on the inside corner. The 2-1 pitch from Ryan Gregg upstairs as Echternack lays off. The 3-1 pitch is in there as Echternack watched that one go by. Count goes full. Chopper to shortstop. Almost took a weird hop off the field as Echternack is retired down at first. But Hoppy will move up to second now with 1 away. And that'll bring up Jacob Shin. Salmon just meets with his sophomore pitcher just to go over some signals. Shin 1 for 3. Excuse me, 1 for 2. Reach single, strikeout, and reach on an error. Pitch upstairs from Gregg as Shin holds back. One 1-0 pitch from Jacob Shin is into left field. Elam going back on it. Good play, makes the out. As Hoppy is not able to tag up after that one. And a good defensive play by Colin Elam. He's made a couple of nice plays out there in left field this afternoon after the error early in the game. Ironically enough, that was by Jacob Shin, who hit it in the 3rd, where Elam had the error where he dropped it.
Yeah, this whole Ewing outfield's been pretty busy today, catching balls all over the outfield today.
I mean, you just see how much space there is out there, and even right center field and left center field between each outfielder. I'll bring up John Michael Vlasic now. Vlasic 0 for 3 on the afternoon. as Greg looks back over to second. Hoppy dancing around, and time is called by Vlasic. 1-1 pitch is in the dirt. A lot of power from John Michael Vlasic. Fouled that one well down the third base line out of play as he stays live at 2-2.
I think he's frustrated because he's so far ahead of it. He's ripping it, pulling it foul.
And a tough pitch to lay off, but Vlasic does. It's only 4 games in the season, too. Griffin, you know, every hitter is trying to just get back the rhythm of live at-bats. You're not seeing pitching from your own pitching staff. As Vlasic puts again a charge, as Lesko will go down into foul territory and he'll run out of room.
Yeah, and they're lucky coming back from Florida, as you mentioned, to start the season. Probably had similar weather, I would imagine, down there as we have today. Well into the 70s, out of kind of nowhere.
Yeah, this is ideal hitting weather, as the old Charlie Manuel liked to say. As Vlasic works a walk, patient at bat from him, as he fouled some pitches off, and he has a board for the first time today. So the Bulldogs have first and second now with 2 away. As I'll bring up Ryan Otterbury now. Otterbury flied out, reached on an error, and walked. As Otterbury well in front of that one. 0-1. Hoppy dancing around down at second. As Otterbury puts a charge into that one, Elam gets under it and squeezes it for the 3rd out of the inning. Bulldogs strand 2 runners in the 7th. We go to the home 7th as they try to close this one down this afternoon. 4-3, they lead it. We will step aside. Bottom of the 7th coming up right after this on the WBCB Sports Network.
Hi, Merrill Reese reminding you to come back home to traditional Italian cuisine at the Revere Restaurant, 802 River Road in Ewing Township. You'll always feel welcome at the Revere. It's like stepping back in time where you'll feel like you're dining in South Philly or New York's Little Italy. Start your meal with complimentary Hoboken bread. Choose from a menu featuring fresh seafood dishes, succulent steaks and chops, or homemade pasta dishes. You can even eat at the bar. The Revere is open 7 days for lunch and dinner. Private room available for special affairs, plus catering. For reservations, call 609-882-6365. That's 609-882-6365. Come home to traditional Italian cuisine. The Revere Restaurant, 802 River Road, Ewing Township. Capital Health's primary care network continues to grow, bringing its extensive option of locations to your neighborhood. Whether you're scheduling a wellness checkup or not feeling well, advanced medicine starts with a Capital Health primary care doctor at locations near you in Mercer, Bucks, and Burlington counties. To find a Capital Health primary care location that's convenient for you, visit capitalmedicalgroup.org. That's capitalmedicalgroup.org. 1490 WBCB Levittown and Trenton, and video stream live at WBCBsports.com. Your home for the best local sports in Bucks and Mercer counties.
Chopper in front of the... And they'll say just fouled down the line. As good patience by Ottery to watch that one go. Ryan Gregg staying alive at 0-2. Pitch in the dirt as Gregg staying alive here. As Lingle rings him up there as Gregg is retired for the first out here in the bottom of the 7th. So Lingle will try to get the save here for the Bulldogs. And that'll bring up Sam Leibowitz. Leibowitz 1 for 2, excuse me, on the afternoon. A single and a ground out. The 2-0 pitch from Lingle, off-speed pitch. Froze up Leibowitz there, got it for a called strike.
He's really doing a good job of throwing that breaking ball for strikes here. Freezing the batters.
Yes, sir!
I guess they say it hit him?
Guess so.
Maybe in the hands. I'm not sure where exactly it
The
got
ump called
him.
time, so. Well, regardless, Leibowitz is aboard. I guess it did. It must have hit him. That'll bring up Joey Andreas. Andreas is 0 for 1 with a pop-up and a walk. The pitch from Lengel is popped up. Shin looking to make a play on it down at third base. Has some room, and he does. A great play by Jaden Shin to follow the ball and stay with it for a big second out here in the bottom of the 7th.
Yeah, really nice job to track that down. Nice that the sun is down now.
Definitely made a difference.
Hat came off and everything though. I mean, he was going for it.
I was just going to say he made a Alec Bohm special there at third base. So top of the order now, it'll be Lorenzo Patron, the last chance for the Blue Devils, as they have Leibowitz down at first, who represents the tying run. Lengel trying to get the save for Jeff Blake this afternoon. Two-strike count as Patron fouls it off, keeping himself alive as the Blue Devils down to their final strike this afternoon. The 0-2 pitch, again fouled off by Patron. Pitch in the dirt, gets by on the pass ball. And Leibowitz moves up to second base now in scoring position for Patron. Patron looking for his first hit of this afternoon's contest. As he'll call timeout. The 1-2 pitch is upstairs for Patron. Pickoff move by Lengel. And a good tag there at short, but Leibowitz back in time. As Patron puts a drill into left field, will this get down? And it is foul out of play, inches away from a fair ball, and could have been big trouble for the Bulldogs. And a potential tying run for the Blue Devils.
Yeah, Hopewell Valley definitely holding their breath there on that one.
Game of inches, Griffin. Always has been and always will be. Patron alive at 2-2. Down on the final strike. The 2-2 pitch is upstairs, outside. Count goes full. The 3-2 pitch from Lengel is upstairs. Patron works the walk. And the Blue Devils have a little rally going here in the bottom of the 7th. 2 on and 2 out. as we will have a meeting at the mound here. We'll see if they keep Lingle in. Probably just going over things here for the infield. When you got 2 men on, and I'm sure Lingle trying to get some soft contact, maybe a grounder in the infield. And anything in the outfield for the Blue Devils could lead to the tying run, as Sam Simpkins will be the batter. He's flied out, reached on an error, and singled today. So big spot for Sam Simpkins now. So he tries to tie the game for the Blue Devils. Lingle ready. The pitch is the 1-0 pitch. Is back up the middle into center field. Leibowitz being waved at home. He will score. No play at the plate. Sliding in safety. And the Blue Devils come all the way back down 4-1 to tie us up at 4-4 here in the bottom of the 7th. It's an RBI single for Sam Simpkins, the shortstop today.
What a rally, 2 outs, man on first, and we thought this game was in Hopewell Valley's control, and just like that, Ewing flips the switch. And a chance here to walk it off too, with another base hit would likely do it.
And it all started by the hit batter by Leibowitz, who we still don't have 100% confirmation. We just assumed that was the case. And then it was a walk by Patron and the RBI single by Sam Simpkins. And you could feel this was potentially coming for the Blue Devils. They've been held in check by the Bulldogs pitching staff all afternoon.
Yeah, they've been stranding some base runners here and there, and finally they were due to drive in some runs finally. These last few innings finally catching up.
As the Blue Devils looking for the walk-off win, a come-from-behind win. It would be a big first win of the year for them if they do, and Chris Salmon has a chance to do that. Pair of strikeouts and a single for Salmon today.
The outfield doesn't look like they're playing too shallow. Maybe they're anticipating a fly ball could go over their head, and they're scared of that happening, so they don't want to play too shallow in case it. But any kind of blooper would I feel like, allow plenty of time for a runner from second to score here.
A good pickoff move by Lengel, who gets Simpkins backsliding in safely.
And important to keep him in check. You don't want him to get too good of a jump in case they send one to the outfield here.
The 1-1 pitch is outside. As Owen Lengel just pitched for the Bulldogs down in Florida, gave him 6 innings, allowing 2 earned runs, and run into some trouble this afternoon here in the 7th inning to try to close this one as he blew the save there. Otterbury made a good stop behind the plate to keep that in front. Salmon in a hitter's count now at 3-1.
If he walks him here, you got to imagine they make a pitching change with the bases loaded.
as Colin Elam waits on deck. The 3-1 from Lengel is upstairs. Salmon works the walk as he's fired up going down the first base looking at the Blue Devil dugout. So now the bat and the game could be decided by Colin Elam.
And whoever they bring in, it's a really high pressure situation to come in with 2 outs, bases loaded, game tied, bottom 7. This is probably the highest pressure situation you could walk into as a pitcher.
And they will change pitchers here. And we will step aside. We'll talk about the new pitcher. Stay with us. Excitement here from Ewing High School. More to come right after this on the WBCB Sports Network.
Capital Health's primary care network continues to grow, bringing its extensive option of locations to your neighborhood. Whether you're scheduling a wellness checkup or not feeling well, advanced medicine starts with a Capital Health primary care doctor at locations near you in Mercer, Bucks, and Burlington counties. To find a Capital Health primary care location that's convenient for you, visit capitalmedicalgroup.org. That's capitalmedicalgroup.org. This is Merrill Reese reminding you that Haldeman Ford Subaru on Route 33 in Hamilton Township is more than just a great place to purchase a new Ford, Subaru, or pre-owned car or truck. Their collision and service centers services all makes and models and specializes in fleet service. Haldeman's Collision Center is renowned for their work. It's a state-of-the-art facility, all insurance accepted, free estimates and loaner cars available, and one of the friendliest staffs around. From small dents to major repairs on any make or model, it's Haldeman Ford Subaru Collision Center, Route 33 in Hamilton Township. They're good!
Thunder Baseball returns for the 2024 season on Tuesday, June 4th. Catch all the fun and excitement of a Thunder game throughout the summer. For ticket information, visit TrentonThunder.com. That's TrentonThunder.com. Or call 609-394-3300. That's 609-394-3300. Postgame firework nights, Tuesday dollar dog nights, and pork roll Fridays throughout the season. Trenton Thunder Baseball, Big League Futures, Major League Fun.
As our new pitcher for the Bulldogs here will be Lucas Hemmer. As Hemmer has been in a couple times today in pinch run rolls and courtesy runner rolls. As Lucas Hemmer, only the sophomore right-handed pitcher, so it is a big situation for the sophomore. Blue Devils looking for their first win of the season, and the Bulldogs trying to force extra innings. As Otterbury will call timeout behind the plate just to clarify the signals from Hemmer and him. As Colin Elam, looking to play hero, has been held hitless today. Elam smacks it down the left field line in front, out of play, fouled. Got a little excitement there, Griffin, from Colin Elam.
Yeah, that pitch was a meatball, honestly. That was right across the heart of the plate there.
Just a moment too soon from Colin Elam's swing. Hemmer ready, the 0-1 pitch to Elam is in the dirt. Otterbury keeps that in front of him, well done. Hate to see a game go on a pass ball. Emmer gets the sign. He's ready. Looks down the third. The 1-1 to Elam. Again in the dirt. And again, Otterbury has to make a block on it.
The third base coach telling him to make him wait for his pitch. Hitters count here ahead now, 2-1.
The 2-1 pitch is taken for a ball. Good eye by Colin Elam. Gets back into a hitter's count at 3-1. Emmer ready, the 3-1 pitch. And Elam hesitates, and he'll get a called strike off the corner of the plate. Hemmer trying to work out of a jam. Elam trying to win it for the Blue Devils. Full count. The 3-2 pitch in the dirt, and that will end it as Colin Elam works the walk. Run comes across the score, and the Ewing Blue Devils come all the way back, down 4-1. They win it this afternoon, 5-4 against the Hopewell Valley Bulldogs. An afternoon where Colin Elam didn't get a hit will be the batter to get the winning run in from home as the Blue Devils get their first win of 2024. The Bulldogs fall to 1-3. We will step aside. We will have our player of the game. We'll try to get Colin Elam. Why not? He will be our Italian People's Bakery player of the game. We will come right back with that right here on the WBCB Sports Network. Stay with us here from Ewing High School.
This is Mercer County Prosecutor Angelo Honor-Free, and I hope you're enjoying today's game. I'd like to commend today's students for participating in today's event. Being a part of extracurricular activities, whether it's an athletic event, marching in the band, or performing in the school play, or being on the debate team, is good for today's youth. And parents, stay involved in your children's activities and encourage them. An involved parent nurtures your children to accomplish great things. I'm proud to support the youth of Mercer County. This is Angelo Honor-Free, your Mercer County Prosecutor, and I hope you enjoyed today's game.
Hi, I'm Merrill Reese. Kessel Dermatology has a highly rated and award-winning dermatology team with over 130 years of collective clinical experience. They've been voted as the region's best dermatologist and doctor for 20 consecutive years. Over 1,500 five-star reviews from satisfied patients. Take care of your skin. Schedule an appointment with Kessel Dermatology. This is Merrill Reese reminding you that Haldeman Ford Subaru on Route 33 in Hamilton Township is more than just a great place to purchase a new Ford Subaru or pre-owned car or truck. Their collision and service centers services all makes and models and specializes in fleet service. Haldeman's Collision Center is renowned for their work. It's a state-of-the-art facility, all insurance accepted, free estimates and loaner cars available, and one of the friendliest staffs around. From small dents to major repairs on any make or model, it's Haldeman Ford Subaru Collision Center, Route 33 in Hamilton Township. They're good! Capital Health's primary care network continues to grow, bringing its extensive option of locations to your neighborhood. Whether you're scheduling a wellness checkup or not feeling well, advanced medicine starts with a Capital Health primary care doctor at locations near you in Mercer, Bucks, and Burlington counties. To find a Capital Health primary care location that's convenient for you, visit capitalmedicalgroup.org. That's capitalmedicalgroup.org. Hi, Merrill Reese reminding you to come back home to traditional Italian cuisine at the Revere Restaurant, 802 River Road in Ewing Township. You'll always feel welcome at the Revere. It's like stepping back in time where you'll feel like you're dining in South Philly or New York's Little Italy. Start your meal with complimentary Hoboken bread. Choose from a menu featuring fresh seafood dishes, succulent steaks and chops, or homemade pasta dishes. You can even eat at the bar. The Revere is open 7 days for lunch and dinner. Private room available for special affairs, plus catering. For reservations, call 609-882-9999. 882-6365. That's 609-882-6365. Come home to traditional Italian cuisine. The Revere Restaurant, 802 River Road, Ewing Township. Hi, I'm Merrill Reese. Kessel Dermatology offers great cosmetic dermatology featuring the latest technology in cosmetics, including Morpheus 8 for skin tightening and scars, ultraviolet A and B light treatment for psoriasis, eczema, and itching. Kessel Dermatology now offers Genesis and XLV laser treatments for wrinkles, facial discoloration, scars, and hair removal. Kessel Dermatology provides Botox and fillers. Take care of your skin. Schedule an appointment with Kessel Dermatology.
New Jersey is home to the best public schools in the nation, and that didn't happen by accident. It's the result of parents, educators, and communities working together year after year to give our students a world-class education, no matter the challenge. Because parents and educators know that with a shared commitment to our public schools, our children can learn, grow, and thrive. And together, we can keep New Jersey's public schools the best in the nation.
Hi, this is Mercer County Prosecutor Angelo Honor-Free, and I hope you're enjoying today's game. I'd like to commend today's students for participating in today's event. Being a part of extracurricular activities, whether it's an athletic event, marching in the band, or performing in the school play, or being on the debate team, is good for today's youth. And parents, stay involved in your children's activities and encourage them. An involved parent nurtures your children to accomplish great things. I'm proud to support the youth of Mercer County. This is Angelo Honor-Free, your Mercer County Prosecutor, and I hope you enjoyed today's game.
1490 WBCB Levittown and Trenton, and video stream live at WBCBsports.com. Your home for the best local sports in Bucks and Mercer counties. $14.90 WBCB Levittown and Trenton, and video stream live at WBCBsports.com. Your home for the best local sports in Bucks and Mercer counties.
Welcome back, everyone, to our Italian People's Bakery post-game interview with Colin Elam. Colin, a rough day at the plate today, but you got the run at the end of the day. Just kind of go through that seventh inning and just getting the boys rally to you with the game on the line.
Yes, sir. I knew that I had to work a long count. All the pitchers that inning seemed to be struggling, finding the zone, and I knew if I worked my way up, worked the count, I could do something, let something happen.
Now, I think it was the first pitch of that at bat. You're a little out in front of that first pitch. I knew you really wanted to put that into play to win the game.
Yes.
I mean, a win's a win in this league, of course, but I'm sure you wanted to get the game-winning RBI off the bat instead.
Yeah, definitely. I just missed it. I was just out in front of it, but, it was still a good swing. I was putting good swings on today, I think, so it's going to come. The ball's going to fall.
Now, I want to talk to you guys. Only one game so far, the second game of the season, lost on Saturday. You started that game. I know you've been a big part of this pitching staff the last couple of years. What are your individual goals pitching when you're on the mound each day this season?
I'm just trying to, command the zone, see if I could get ahead early and just let my field work, see if we get some good wins. Now,
you guys, I want to talk you back earlier in the game, that play in left field where you dropped it. What actually happened? Did it hit your wrist? Did it just hit the glove where it dropped?
I just took my eye off of it, hit my glove. It's my first time ever being out there. I've never played outfield before.
I didn't think so. Okay.
Went out there and
you bounced back to a lot of the plays out in left field, a lot of tough conditions today with the sun and everything. I mean, how does it feel to bounce back after making an error to kind of get back and get some big crucial outs out there in the outfield?
Yes, sir. It was definitely big. I think it helped our team, everybody. We started making plays towards the end of the game, and we just started moving. We got the momentum going at the right time.
Now, you guys got a big road games coming up against Steiner at South Brunswick. Last game at home for a little while now, I believe, off the top of my head. What do you guys, just your goals this year, going on the road a lot of it, next couple of years, what do you guys want to do in 2024?
We're just seeing if we can get wins, see if we can maybe make the playoffs, do some, and shake some heads and see if we can make something happen there.
Colin, thank you for a few moments of your time. Congrats on the win today. For your efforts, you will receive a free hoagie from the Italian People's Bakery and Deli, 63 Butler Street in Chambersburg. Enjoy that. The Italian People's Bakery, the pride of Chambersburg. Colin Elam, our player of the game here, as the Blue Devils win 5-4 over the Hopewell Valley Bulldogs. Colin, enjoy that sandwich, and thank you for a couple minutes. We'll talk to you down the road.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much to Colin Elam and our entire crew on site today. For Brianne O'Neill, our video engineer, for Griffin Full behind the camera, I am Nick Gallagher. And thanks to the sponsors for making today's live stream possible: Capital Health System, Mercer County Prosecutor's Office, Haldeman Ford Subaru, Kessel Dermatology, Revere Restaurant, New Jersey Education Association, Trenton Thunder, The Trentonian, Italian People's Bakery, Vlasic and Cassidy, Attorneys at Law, and Hyundai of Trenton. Thanks for the sponsors for making today's live stream possible. And thank you, everyone, for watching high school baseball here on the WBCB Sports Network. I'm Nick Gallagher. Good night, everyone, from Ewing High School.